Whoa. Okay, let's see what we could do here. We got to number Chad Sar on page Kuf Pei Zayin, just a little bit of reading through here to try to pick it up. And Chad Sar says, Mitsha'arim b'shi'ur shalim. So Mitsha'arim, I guess, b'shi'ur shalim is Lashon measurement. What does it mean exactly? So I don't know if we did the blurb, this little blurbicito over here on the side. It says like this: Acha Shabir Seder Umakom Tikkun HaSiri Yivucha Ba'ataka Be'inyan Tikkun HaEchad Aser Shu HaShavos Sa'aros. It means the equality of the hairs of the Goren shall Tikkun HaSiri. So it seems to be that we're settling on this idea here. He said Tikkun Shanikra Chesed LaAvraham, on the inside, the juice that's inside of it. Mitzad Pimbiniuso, Venikra Upesha Mitzad Chitzoniuso. Now, I don't think there's anything here particularly on number Pei Hey. What is that? Pei Hey? Let me get a little light on there. On Pei Ches, I didn't mark anything there. Let's go on. Chad Sar. So here's the explanation. Chad Sar Tikkun Echad Asach Udikna Derek Anpin. Who Tikkun Noisip B'Sa'arosh Al Hagaran B'Tikkun Asiri. It's an additional Tikkun having to do with the hairs Shal Hagaran B'Tikkun Asiri. So we've had some different looks at the Tikkun Asiri. It's a little bit confusing exactly what it is, because where do the hairs grow from? He says these are the hairs on the neck. So apparently they grow from the beard itself, or somehow the beard, the origin of the beard, and they're hanging or laying on the neck, something like this. That's what I thought. So then we go to Mitsha'arecha b'shi'ur shalim. What does that phrase mean? That these hairs, as we look at it, Misha'arim orcham, so that they're the measure of their length or their path, b'shir shalim shava. In other words, they're equal. They hang down the same way. So it comes out that they're really talking about the same hairs. One has to do the place where the hairs are. The and that it's near the throat. Who mitzad shi'ur ha'sa'aros, that is the length of the sa'aros, the hainu shehem shi'ur orech shava, that whatever their length is, and what maybe we have to discuss that, is all equal. Let's go to the next. Let's go. All I have here to look at on this section is number Tzadi Aleph. Go down to Tzadi Aleph here, and there we go. Before Mabul Sharm is explained in the Mabul Sharm, he says here, Ein Sham. So let's see, did I get in the wrong place? So yeah, before Mabul Sharm, Zel Shana Tikkun Yud Aleph, who Tikkun Noisif. So that language, it's an additional Tikkun. Al Sa'aras Haniskarim Tikkun Yud. Ki Milvadi Yosem Sham B'Makomahu. So the fact that, I'm not sure what they mean, that they're at this place, in this particular place, Ki L'Kachnik Rayim Tikkun Yud. Od Noisif B'Chem. So in other words, the place that they're located is the Tikkun Yud. Od Noisif B'Chem Tikkun. There's another Tikkun. The Kulchu Shekula Kachad. V'Shaven B'Hispashtos Acha. So that the same length, they go the same place. Lo nafki dom and dom, one of them's not longer than the next. V'kulhu b'chad shikula shabe b'orcham, and that's what they're like. V'nimseki be'edacha b'sa'aros atzman yesh beis tikkunim, but looking at them, actually, there are two different tikkunim you need to do with here, atkan. B'kei rei b'kol b'rama chosaka b'chal ha'idra rabba v'zalashonu. Tikkun zeh ha'echad aser v'chasiri, these two together. They're really one species, let's say, one kind. They're the same. The Sa'aros Elu Mitzad Amako Mitziyasam, from the place from which they grow. Hey, bechinas tikkun aleph. So like I was saying, I'm not real 100% sure where they're growing from, but he says were they growing from inside of the 13th tikkun? Are they growing on the outside of it? How do you get on the outside? So he said, hey, bechinas tikkun aleph. Tikkun echad, rather. The hainu tikkun asiri. V'hiosim shavim ba'archam b'shu'ur shalim, and the fact that they're all equal. V'lo nafik nima min nima, and they don't, none's longer than the next. Nechsha, the tikkun base, is considered as a different tikkun altogether. The hainu tikkun echad aser, harei heim beis tikkunim asiri v'echad aser, are all referring to the same hair. V'lo yesh smichos, and there is no sichos tikkun la tikkun, b'kol yud gimel tikkunim, kamo elu habay. So there is nothing, none of the other tikkunim go 100% together like we have over here. Okay, so that was that. Let me find a way to get the next piece in here. And we're over here on, let me find it here. On number Yud Aleph, Tikkun Chad Sar, on page Taf Reish Mem Tes. Okay, so here we go, and it's going to go like so he says like this. Hine klalos tikkuni chad sar. Kavarn is boyer la'ela ein sham ba'orecha ba'ulam nosif kam bi'urim ba'inyan mitsha'arim b'shi'ur shalim. What does that mean, that as you measure them, they're the same? Ha'omor kam b'tikkun echad aser ki hine b'bir ha'meshula l'fi arizal, on that. He says it in his boyer. So now we're looking at the Arizal. I get a little confused which one was the Gra, which one is the Rizal. So here he said, because I thought this was the Gra, but I guess I got it wrong. He said, the fees Arizal in his boyer, al pi emes the Yaakov kol barama. He said, the hindach shasa'aros elu mishu'urim be measured orcham b'shir shalim v'shav. In other words, they're equal. Ki ein echad bechem arach yosef bechaver ein sham yizechav al derek zechav arei bebir hamashulav al pi hagra ein sham. So we're going to see something over there too. Now here we have a number lamed vav, and there is a lamed vav down below, and let's see what he says. So he says va'al derek zechav arei gam be'emek hamelech. Look over there too. V'zech l'shana va'amrach b'alacha b'sifra d'tzniota. Mitsha'ara b'shu'ur shalim, that you measure there. Again, this phrase that we're concerned about what it means. Pirish hashir sheseir hashir I don't know whether this is sheseir hatikun zeh. It is the measurement of this tikkun. Shelo yatsa shir nima zeh yoser aruch mechavera. So it spells it out a little bit better. And where is this taking place? It says below. Let me just read again. I was at Mitzsharim B'Shur Shalim, Pirish Shir Hatikun Zel, to say that Shalo Yotzer Shir Nima Ze Yozer Arak Mechavera. And then he said Lamata Bin Tibura Deliba, from the middle place of the chest, or the body. The Liba, the Vizechu HaKesher, V'achdus al-shalom shemisyachadim. Shelo yatze echad yotzer chutzim mechavera. So I'm still stuck back over here on this phrase where he says that it's the matach min tibura de liba. That's where you see this. I'm not sure I understand it. Ad kan. V'idach deficha v'farshim sham zehu gam ma she'amach b'id rabba. The lo nafkin nima min nima, that's the language they use over there. Ein sham ulim be'emek hamelech bir dehu inyan echad v'zel l'shonu. V'chad sar the lo nafkin nima nimin nima ve'ena yotzer b'nima echad mimkor chavero, from the root of where its neighbor came from. Not sure what he means by makor. Ela kol echad ve'echad yesh lo motzach v'makor b'tzmicha b'makom echad. This is really what it means. Each one of them has its own root and own channel, so to speak. B'fnei atzma ad kan. V'zechad v'lefi darko le'echad b'tikun tes. This is similar to what we saw over there in Tikkun tes. V'zechad lefi darko le'echad b'tikun tes. I'm not sure all of that, there's still a lot of vagary in my thinking. Now, I think that was number 11 involved, and let's go over to the next page. So he says, Mihu, Rei B'Kol Barama, he said about the Idra Rabbah, Jehosev V'Zel Devarim V'Zel Lashona adds on to this, helps us out. Mitcharim B'Shur Shalim, the Haidach Sheyicholin Shalokulam, Shir Echot. They're all the same length. B'Afal Pi Shehem Ketanim, Hem Shir Tikkun, I guess is what is Shir Tikkun, V'Amar Shalim, B'Bechinasi Yosem Shir Echot, that they have the same length. So well, now he adds another idea. Just because you said this and it's a tikkun, don't make it less important. Because it's not a tikkun of hairs. It's a description. This way it says it's complete. So in what he said, we see here that there are 3 different biurim that we can bring out, and we'll read these and then we'll move on. He said, "B'biur risha v'zel d'shono shalim b'bechinas hiyusam shir echad," that is, they're complete in the fact that they're one measurement ad kan. V'zera b'biur anach b'biur meshulav. So that's what we have when we look at the biur shel meshulav. Biur base v'zera d'shono afal pi shehem ketanim. Heim shir tikkun ad kan. So there you got the word shir tikkun again. Ratzon lomer she'afal pishes she'sa'arus tikkun hayud. Heim sa'arus ketzarim v'ketanim. Mikol makom yesh ba'orcham shir shalim. So if you measure their length, though, they're going to come out the same. The higher shir tikkun, that's the meaning of the shir tikkun. It's a little bit vague, that phrase, but kolomer sheyesh b'sa'arus ha'ketanim koyach l'kabel or tikkun hayud. So here he says that this, let's just try it one more time. Let's try so we get some idea of what she'ir tikkun kolomer sheyesh b'sa'arus ha'ketanim. So now you have these small saras. Koach l'kabel or tikkun hayud. They can receive the light of the tikkun hayud. Now the tikkun hayud is these little hairs, or is the origin of where the hair comes from, he said. But hashpiah or the tachtoinim, and then to cause it to stream downwards. Shachashefa or the shachashefa the tachtoinim who eager in the tikkunim, and that's really what you're trying to get at over here. V'zecha koach who mitzad the tikkun yud aleph shuhu tikkun noisif al tikkun yud. So he wants to say that what's the addition over here? The addition is that since it's all streamlined, the same length, so therefore it has a greater ability to be able to be mashpia to down below, and that's its idea. Let's go Biur Gimel. Let's look at this one. He said, "B'zel d'shon v'ein tikkun zera gerucha b'fnei she'ein sa'aras l'zera b'am shlim." So it doesn't have to do with additional hairs. It's not a set of, it's the only one that's not have to do with the hairs themselves. I'd got Ratzon lomer. Af she'ein tikkun the yud alav daim b'deshar tikkunim. Kishar tikkunim yesh lechem sa'aras miyuchadim la'atzman. Ma she'ein kein tikkun the yud alav. Shehu rak tosefes tikkun al sa'aras. So it's just an additional tikkun on the hairs shall tikkun the yud canal. On this it says like the B'Kol Makom Kul Tikkun Shlim. In any case, it's a complete tikkun. The tikkun shalim v'chashav, so complete, important. Ve'ena nechshav b'kach the tikkun gerua, so like it's a sub tikkun, like that. Let's go over to the Sifra that's this is the Sifra that's Niyuta. Let's go over to the next one and